Шановні журналісти, як завжди о 12:30, ми послухаємо звіт про ситуацію.
Dear colleagues, we'll listen to Colonel Oleksandr who is the spokesperson of the administration of the President on the anti-terrorist operation. Good afternoon, dear journalists. Yesterday was marked by the decrease in the intensity of combat, first of all in the vicinity of Horlivka. For the first time over the last 3 days, the number of enemy firings and shellings at Ukrainian positions has not exceeded 100. Also, yesterday there was no facts of firing and shelling the residential blocks on the side of the enemy. In Luhansk sector, the epicenter of combat yesterday was the settlement of Krymsky Novoydar district. Over 7 hours, the enemy was firing and shelling the Ukrainian positions from east and southern with small firearms and 12-millimeter mortars, and the enemy armored machinery came to the front line by the evening. However, the enemy did not engage in close combat, and there were no losses sustained by our military. Also, there were 2 episodes of the violation of the regime of silence in Stanitsa Luhanska and Shasta, mostly in nighttime. They do not use heavy armaments on this part of the front line. However, they damage the infrastructure and other civilian objects. Donetsk sector, in the vicinity of Svitlodarsk and Horlivka, yesterday there was sufficient calm. The enemy did not use heavy armaments. They were resorting to petty provocations on the front line. 6 such incidents yesterday happened next to Luhansk and Zaitsevo. On the part of the front line from Horlivka to Donetsk, the enemy sticks to the tactics of artillery shelling of key positions of the Ukrainian defense from long distance. Yesterday, 2 such accidents happened next to the crossroads of railway lines Konstantinivka, Donetsk, and Krasnoyarsk, Horlivka. Enemy mortars and howitzers worked. However, next to Donetsk, the situation is constantly hard. They shell our positions from artillery incessantly. They amass heavy armaments and personnel in Donetsk, Partakis, and Vata, and the territory of the airport. Also, there was enemy activity to the south of Donetsk, particularly in Olenivka village, where they have the armored machinery which shells our defense line to the south of Marinka. In Mariupol sector, the combat is going on at the line Starognatevka-Granitne. Over the daytime, the enemy shelled Ukrainian positions from mortars and artillery. Also, they used Grad once. The combat was of the highest intensity from 1 to 7 p.m. However, to the south of Granitne up to the Sea of Azov, yesterday it was calm. Over the last 24 hours, one Ukrainian military was killed, 1 was wounded. The security service of Ukraine detained an enemy reconnaissance agent in Belovodsky district. He was trained in one of the bandit formations of the so-called Luhansk People's Republic. His main task was to plan, prepare, and effect terrorist acts against Ukrainian army and civilian objects.
Militants that they gave up on weapons, and they can be released from criminal responsibility under the condition that they refuse to participate in terrorist activities and in case of cooperation with Ukrainian law enforcement bodies. militants who have not participated in rape and killing and other heavy crimes, and who essentially wanted to correct their mistakes, they can be released from criminal responsibility and start honest labor on the territory of Ukraine, honest work in Egypt. In 2015, about 60 people returned to their families, and they were released from criminal responsibility. And now he's a video who agreed to cooperate with law enforcement bodies, and he was a militant. I called her and I told her that the program is that they can help me to return home, and he told everything will be fine, nobody will touch me, and I will not get into a prison, everything will be fine. You will continue to study and to live in your city. Of course, at the beginning I doubted, but then she convinced me. And now I'm in my city, as you see. And I ask the rest, come back. Nothing happens to you. Nothing horrible in this. At the beginning I was afraid of this, but as you see, they didn't touch me even with a finger. I apologize for my to Ukraine for my deed, and I am thankful for this program that helped me to come back to my parents and my brother. We continue joint trainings of Ukrainian military with our Western partners, and since August 10 to 2022, civic military cooperation professionals they are trained by American colleagues and instructors from NATO command. In the program of the course, the best techniques which will provide knowledge and practical skills to our soldiers that are necessary for efficient cooperation and good relations with local people in Donetsk and Luhansk regions. I have to underline that because of efficient cooperation, residents, people of pre-front cities receive humanitarian assistance. Also, military on a regular basis organized operational repair and infrastructure which was damaged because of the shellings of militants. There is a rotation in among Ukrainian law enforcement bodies. One more unit of police from Sumy returned from anti-operation home, and they were replaced by 100 by police from different units. The friends, families, and colleagues came to say bye-bye to them, and they experienced that it was the first trip to Donbass. They have experience, and the experience of fights with the militants and how to build contacts with local people. Also to the east of Ukraine, to serve. Half of 50 policemen from Ternopil came, and they will replace their colleagues in ATO. During a month, they will be responsible for public order. They will control transportation on checkpoints, and they will have local police to fight crime. Ukrainian patriots help Ukrainian defenders, and volunteers from Korsun region continue to collect assistance for Ukrainian military men. Military men received radio stations, tubes, diesel generators, engines, and food and hygiene items. This is all information. If there is any question, you're welcome. One plus one challenge. Do you know why there is such a it is so quiet compared to the previous days? What are the reasons? I can assume that maybe they ran out of ammunition, and it is sometimes when the intensity is not big that causes suspicion. We have less than 100 of such shells, and there are only 86 shells. It's difficult to explain the reasons. We know that militants receive weapons from Russian Federation and ammunition, and as a part of humanitarian cargoes, and they redislocated, etc. At the same time, ATO forces monitor the situation about all the movements of militants, and we attentively observe everything which is happening on occupied territories. Any question? No. Thank you very much, Colonel. See you tomorrow. Our next briefing in at 1:30.